This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today we're going to go through two different types of learning, right? But I also going to go through and sort of pull it apart and see how that expands out into knowledge and experience, which is also different to information and wisdom, but we're going to stick with knowledge and experience today. So firstly, I was going to make today about gratitude. I've spoken a bit about it before, and in short, if you've heard me speak about it, it's like I used to suck at the whole gratitude thing. I really sucked at being like, okay, what am I grateful for? 3 things I'm grateful for today. It just sort of felt forced and like clunky and not really genuine, and it kind of annoyed me. And so I kind of sat back and I'm like, all right, well, in my little frustrated state, I'm going, how can I reframe this question? And I asked myself something which I think is very powerful. And then I recognized that later on, that's only half the picture. But the question was, what do I have in my life now that I once wished for? And this was a very different question. You may have heard me, if you listen to a lot of my podcasts, you may have heard me ask that question a lot. And I actually posted about it on my Instagram just yesterday. It was like I was very grateful for a lot of things in my life. And I realized that going, what are the things that I have in my life that I once wished for, showed me gratitude for the things that I actually took it for granted. But it was also going, hang on a sec, what are the things in my life that I take for granted that have been taken away from other people? It's like, because, you know, I'm not like, I didn't once wish to have arms and legs, and I have them, but other people have had that taken away. I haven't. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty grateful for the reason, like, for never having to go through that. And so I realized that the gratitude side of things was definitely 2-part. It was going, what have I got in my life now that I once wished for? And the powerful and important thing about that was going, if I'm not happy with what I've achieved and what I have obtained or accumulated in my life, whether that be memories or accolades, then when am I going to be happy? If I'm not happy now with what I've done, like with the universe is like, here you go, here's all your happiness, and I'm just forever happy. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. If you're not appreciative of what you already got, what the fuck makes you think you're going to get more? The worst case, you know what's worse is that the universe does give you more, because then you become empty, but you're so full of crap. There's just things everywhere, but there's nothing inside. And so that whole gratitude thing in that realm is really crucial. But then I was like, hang on a sec. What am I grateful for that I have that has been taken away in other people's circumstances? And then that's when I started to look at other areas. It's like, well, I'm very lucky that I do have my health, that I do have all my limbs, that I have my sight, that I have all these sorts of things. And it was like, right, okay, it showed me this wholesome view of gratitude without it being like, what are the 3 things I'm grateful for? So I don't know, maybe you do the whole gratitude thing and it really works for you. And if it doesn't, then I recommend to try that and go, okay, what do I have in my life right now that I once wished for? And you'd be surprised at what opens up with that thinking. And then from there, it's like, what do I have in my life that I know other people have had taken away from them? Maybe you're grateful for your father. Maybe you're grateful for the opportunity that you get to actually work a job, right? You get to choose what you want to do at school. Like, there's a lot of things here that sometimes we take for granted. Like the lights are on, right? Like the question here's a question for you. Who has saved more lives, right? A doctor or a plumber? And think about it. Maybe the plumber hasn't saved a life but prevented deaths. Anyway, something to think about. Let's get on to the idea, though, of 2 styles of learning. And the 2 styles of learning that I'm going to talk today about is frame learning and flow learning. And so I've discussed it before, and I discussed it in all my seminars. Excuse me. And the seminars I'll go through and go, there's frame learning, which is, for example, a book or a seminar or a workshop or a certification or a qualification or a university degree or something that has a start point and an end point, right? And so this allows you to go and learn the knowledge and the information really, and that you can turn that into knowledge. But what it is, it's going, here is framed. There's a beginning, there's some form of a middle, and there's an end. There's a frame to this learning. There you go. And sometimes people get this mixed up with that's what you need. But what they forget to do is go out and actually apply that learning in every single moment that they have the opportunity to do that in. And so flow learning is like learning on the go. It's learning in the moment. It's going, especially with the content that I teach, it's like, okay, well, here are different ways to identify different communication patterns, right? And you go, right, okay, cool, I'll take notes. I'm frame learning, done the qualification, finished my connected coaching seminar, fantastic. And then that's it. It's like, no, that's not even learning, buddy. That's just become aware of this. Now go out and learn. Go out and learn how other people communicate. Go out and learn how different people respond to different things at different times because of different reasons. It's like there's just this world of opportunity of engagement and learning around you all the time. Don't save your learning for a book or a class or a podcast like this. Take what you are learning and actually turn it into experience. And flow learning allows you to turn your knowledge into experience. And this is why we would prefer, not just saying that you wouldn't work with, but would prefer to work with somebody who has been in the industry for a longer period of time than someone who just got out of qualification. Because somewhere in you know that they technically have the same information and knowledge. The other person has the experience. They've seen thousands of people potentially move around, and whether this could be, for example, a personal trainer, it could be an architect, it could be a graphic designer. It doesn't mean you shouldn't work with people that are just out of university or college or TAFE or whatever it is. Of course you should, 100%. They need work as well, and they also need to remember that they are the student, right? You're on an apprenticeship, your apprenticeship of life, really, but the difference being, though, is that there's frame learning and flow learning. And flow learning is learning in every single moment. And a lot of the time, and I've had staff members before, team members really, but they're like, I don't think I've learned anything recently. And I give people an opportunity to learn all the time. I mean, podcasts, I run seminars for my coaches, I run seminars around Australia, right? And so in saying all of this, it's like, well, what do you mean? They're like, well, I haven't really been taught anything. It's like, mate, you've got an opportunity to learn in every single moment. Like, it's not my responsibility is not, your learning is not my responsibility. They go, I don't agree with that. As the person who owns this business, I think my learning is your responsibility. I'm like, no. My responsibility is to provide you with a learning environment. It's your responsibility to learn, and that's a big difference. I speak to other coaches and gym owners. They're like, I don't think this person, like, how do I get this person to do it? Like, you can't. If the person's not playing your game, if they're not coming along with the team, they're probably not your right person, right? And it's the same thing. If you're working and you don't really want to be there learning what everyone's learning, maybe it's not the right place for you. And so it's really crucial to look at it and go, frame learning and flow learning go together. The biggest thing, though, is that frame learning will give you knowledge, flow learning will give you experience. And the biggest thing here is that experience matters. It matters so much, and you can't put a dollar figure on it. So one of the most important things is that whenever you take knowledge or become aware of something, which is part of knowledge and frame learning, look for opportunities to teach it, look for opportunities to see it happen, unfold in real time, whether that be squat mechanics, whether that be communication patterns, whether that be any Enneagram types and variants of that, whether that be codependent patterns, whether that be language, it does not matter. Take your frame learning, take your knowledge, turn it into flow learning, make it experience, and you will exponentially develop in your chosen field for a very long time. Team, I'm done. Thank you very much. Well, not in total. I'll be back here on Monday, don't worry. But I'm done for the podcast today. Now, I just want to say, talking about gratitude, I had a couple of people once again reach out today and say thank you for just random things that was out of the blue, I suppose. I just want to say that I really appreciate every single one of you that has ever reached out to me and shared a story with me and whatever. Like it really almost makes me well up. Hey, like it's really powerful. And so I'm so grateful that you guys actually download this and listen to this and get something from it and apply it. It's beautiful. So anyway, that's my little spiel. Back to hard ass Dave. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you very much. And please don't ever be timid in reaching out. Otherwise, if you haven't already, you can check out our memberships for the Mood Prep online group. You'll see it in the description of this of the podcast itself, and you'll see what's involved if you jump online and have a look at that. I'm more than happy to have more people jump in the group. Otherwise, team, that's me. I'm done. For those of you who don't know, I'm in Sydney next week on in July 25th, I believe, and then over in Perth on July 28th. If you're around, hit me up. I'll see you then. But for the rest of you, you'll hear my sweet dorsal tones next week. Until tomorrow, peace and pizza, kick today in the dick, slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.